When I was a young man, Jamaica had one of the most dynamic leader the Western world, the Caribbean, has ever seen. We were convinced that he was bad for Jamaica by the United States, who destabilized the country because Jamaica was friend of America's enemy, which was Russia. That dynamic leader for us in Jamaica uh, created basic education for thousands and thousands of people who were actually illiterate. When he came to power, Jamaica had only a 25% educated population. The rest was functional illiterates, some barely literate and some functionally illiterate, meaning they are illiterate but they can function through the day, they can count and they can carry on their regular business. He created equal rights for women under the law. Before that, women had very little rights. Um, he abandoned the bastard law, which a lot of what we call brown men or high collar men in Jamaica would have kids and just write them off as bastards because they didn't want to take care of them or they were embarrassed by their wives finding out that they had children. Um, he built colleges like Jamaica's never seen before, high schools. He reformed the prison system by taking prisoners out and having them work on farms to slowly reintroduce them back to society, so they could be humanized and not recidivized by creating more crimes after they came out because they had no skills. Um, he created infrastructure like we've never seen, built dams and roads and bridges like we've never seen. Um, he increased home ownership, massive amount of housing schemes, so people who've never owned a home or a piece of land in their lives. Um, he created a self-sufficiency out of farming. Farming was like, oh, booming. Food cheap. We produced everything we needed, everything through I believe it was called the AMC or YMC, something of that sort. Um, we were on our way to becoming the best Jamaica we could be. But we were convinced otherwise that the gold standard of what we should be was the United States because the United States had the best of leadership and that's who we should model. Later on, we end up finding out that that was a terrible thing the United States did for Jamaica because it destroyed Jamaica's last best chance of becoming a developed country, all in the name of politics and political gimmickry. Um, over the years, over the 80s, United States spent a lot of money and a lot of political capital trying to rebuild its image after destroying a lot of economies like Jamaica and many South American countries, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, a whole bunch of them. So it spent the 80s trying to repair that damage, and it's produced some very good presidents and leadership over that period of time to repair that damage. The irony we now face is that after experiencing one of the most respectful, the most gentlemanlike, the most educated, the most articulate president ever in United States history. After experiencing that, we have now come to one of the rudest, most despicable president that inspired the worst Americans in all Americans. And now we have to deal with that. The contrast from the prior president to the current president is so extreme that I people wake up every day and just the worst American is inspired in them by this president. Every day you feel like your head is just full of, just tired of the chaos that we see going on. It is amazing. And perhaps what is even more amazing for me is to see the support, the undying support that the church in the United States has given to this president that inspires the worst chaos and mean spiritedness we've ever seen since the 60s, since the lynching 60s of the KKK dominance, ever in this country. Just the mean spiritedness, and it is supported by well meaning politicians and the vanguard of society's morality, the church, evangelicals, lining up behind the president because for no other reason other than they think this president is just crazy enough to do all the things they want. So it's a personal thing for the church and the well meaning politicians that they support the president undyingly because he is just, I guess, crazy enough to do all the things that they have always wanted to do. So damn be morality and everything that is right because we have a president who we can use to get our agenda done. My God. This is Bobby Montego, and you're tuned in to Wake Up and Live. There's a saying that in democracy, you deserve the president you get. There's an old African adage that says, the problem is not giving the monkey the cup of water. The problem is taking the cup back. Good luck, America. We deserve the president we have.